Hello everyone, I'm Bastien. Thank you for joining this video. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get started with CSML and create your first chatbot. The chatbot we are going to make together is a presentation chatbot. It will talk to the user and present a product. In this case, it's going to present the CSML. So it's kind of going to present itself. The only thing that you need to follow through this course is basic understanding of programmation and logic. And actually, you don't even need to be a great coder. Many of the developers within our community actually started with CSML. All right, let's get started. So first we are going to log into the CSML Studio. Right, so I already got an account, so I'm not going to register. I'm just going to sign in. So let's do that. So here we are going to create a new bot. We are going to give it a name. So I'm going to call it presentation bot. And I'm going to leave the flow name as default. Don't worry too much about that. We'll see that later. Then we submit. Okay, so this is the view where you can code on the left and see the result on the right. Okay, so let's see how that works. If I just build and run on the top right, it's going to make a build of these chatbots and display the result. In this case, it just says hello. Right, so now that I got that right, let's start coding our chatbots. So as you can see, the first instruction at the top is start. This is called a step. So it's a name, in this case, starts. And actually all flows, conversations start with start. And then the semicolon. And then it says say hello, and that's what we saw. And go to end to say we want to finish the conversation. All right, so let's present ourselves. So we are going to say something like, I am here to tell you all about CSML. Okay. And then we might want to know what's the username. So we are going to go to another step. A step is like a bit of conversation. The great thing about step is that we can come back to a step later, or we can fast forward to a different step. So we are going to go to the step ask name. And then we ask the name. So we are going to say, what's your name? In CSML, to ask the chatbot to wait for the user inputs, we use the keywords hold. Like we ask the chatbot to hold until the user answers. So we are going to say hold. And then once the user answers, whatever the user answers is going to go in a variable that CSML is going to create itself. So this variable is events. Okay, so here we can say something like hello events. It is nice to meet you. But here we need to show CSML that this is a variable. It's not just a string. So to show the CSML that it's a variable and we want to use it within a string, we are going to use the double braces around. And that would work. And now if we build and run, the chatbot is going to say hello. I'm here to tell you all about CSML. What's your name? My name is Bastien. and the chatbot is going to say, hello, Bastien, it is nice to meet you. Okay, so great, we've done that. That's a good thing to do. Something else we could do, we could actually ask the chatbots to remember the name. So how do we do that? So in CSML, there is another keyword, which is remember. And actually in CSML, many keywords that we use are words that people can understand. So remember, we are going to give a name to the new variable that we want to remember. So we are going to give it name equal events. And here, next time the user comes back to the chatbot, the chatbot will remember the variable name as the username. Okay. So we got that right. But the next time the user comes back, we don't want the chatbot to ask what the user's name. We want the chatbot to just say hi, whatever, hi Bastien. So what do we do here? So here we are going to check if the chatbot knows this variable or not. So we are going to say if name. Okay. So that's the same as doing this. In CSML, when a variable is not set, it returns null. So here we can just do this. So if name is not set, that means that the user hasn't answered yet. So we want to go to name. We'll go to ask name. And if the variable is set, then we want to go to another step. And the step we want to go to is choices. And here we want to go to choices as well. Choices will be a menu. So we are going to create a step choices in which we are going to ask a question and display two choices. The two choices we are going to display are the first one, I want to have information about CSML. And the second one we're going to display is how do I contact the team? So here we want to ask a question and display two buttons. So how do we do that? There is a component called question, and these components can ask a question and display buttons. So let's do that. We are going to say question. The question as first parameter needs a string. So what can I do for you? Name. And as second parameter, we give a list of buttons. And buttons are actually a component as well. So as you can see, components have those uppercase at the start. So the buttons hold a string as parameter. So here we are just going to copy that. Okay, and then we are going to do this. All right, and we are going to add that. Okay, and that should be okay. And then in CSML we can do something else. We can actually say to the CSML that when the user we can actually get that as feedback, but we can also say to the CSML, I want you to accept other strings. So if the user type instead of clicking, I want you to be able to understand that. So it's an array of strings. So in this case, if somebody says information or informations, oops. So if somebody types informations, it will return a variable. So it will return, we're going to call it Bastien information, Bastien info. This as keyword is to assign a component to a variable within a component. It's very helpful. Very, very helpful. And here we are going to do the same. Bastien contact. And once we've done that, we hold again. And here we are going to say if events. Here we want to check if events matches this button or if event matches that one. So we are going to say if event match Bastien info. Then we want to do something. We probably want to go to infos. Else if events match Bastien contact, well, we want to go to contact. And otherwise, so if it doesn't match anything, we want to say you should probably click on a button. I will understand it better. And then we want to go to traces again. So we want to go back to the same step. And then we are going to give the information eventually. So in infos, we are going to say CSML is the first programming language dedicated to chatbots. And then we are going to go to one. And for contact, we are going to say if you want to contact our team, you should join our Slack channel. And here we are going to say URL, and that's going to display URL. And we are going to get the the URL. So here we are going to check to get that. Copy link address. Okay. Okay, and just before testing, I'm just going to remove the S there because those are single buttons. Then we are going to click on build and run. What's your name? So my name is Bastien. I want to contact the team. And that displays a link. And if I write something else, so if I write information, obviously I will get the informations. But if I write something else, I will see the chatbot asking me to click on one of the buttons. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this is the first chatbot. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to join our Slack channel. And see you soon for another video.